to the things we are saying here. And the most important thing we are doing, Mr. Speaker, is to create awareness. Awareness among ourselves, our parents, our children, about the positive things that we can get from social media, but also the negative things we can face from the social media. The Speaker, like Senator Cheriot said, I would be, without beating my own drums, Mr. Speaker, I'm the leading legislator on social media with a followership. Yeah, with a followership, Mr. Speaker, with a followership of, Mr. Speaker, 1.7 million followers on Twitter and nearly 400,000 on Facebook. Mr. Speaker, I was unable to grow any followership on Instagram and the like because it would require, it needs someone like Sakaja who can rap, Mr. Speaker, for you to succeed on Instagram and TikTok. But, Mr. Speaker, the point I make is that social media is very positive when it comes to enhancing engagement, in terms of enhancing knowledge, keeping interactions. Some of my best friends that we met in school about 20 years ago, Mr. Speaker, who are unable to meet, we're able to follow each other on Facebook, communicate, find out how we are doing. And sometimes, Mr. Speaker, even when I used to teach, you are looking for a comparative study in what you are teaching or what you are researching on. And, Mr. Speaker, it becomes very easy to communicate to a friend who is in another country and ask them whether they have a journal article in the area you are researching on, or whether they have a book that was published in their country in recent past that can be useful to your research and study. Mr. Speaker, that is the positives we get from social media. We are able to manage our affairs, our businesses, our farms, Mr. Speaker, everything that we want to do. Even livestock nowadays, Mr. Speaker, are managed through technology and social media, WhatsApp, and so forth. Makes things very, very good. But we must be alive to the fact that, Mr. Speaker, the negatives are also there. Just like face-to-face communication or face-to-face relationship among ourselves had its negative part, Mr. Speaker, social media has even accelerated the negatives that are there. The worst among them, Mr. Speaker, in fact, I dare say, Kenya and developing countries and least developed countries have less regulation of social media than the developed countries. Mr. Speaker, in many countries, it is a rule that you should not post the photos of children on social media, Mr. Speaker. But here we keep posting. A friend of mine in UK once told me, Mr. Speaker, the reason why you will never see a picture of children being posted on social media is because criminals are targeting children, and when they find the social media post you've put a post that my child goes to this school, we live in this estate, Mr. Speaker, this is what we do, the children become subject of attack and target by criminals, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we might, and I want to suggest to Senator Falhada, before the end of this term, Mr. Speaker, because we only have 1 year, to perhaps think about how best can the best practices that are used by other countries in the world to protect their children and their citizens from harmful activities of social media, like pornography, Mr. Speaker, like things like cyberbullying, like, Mr. Speaker, exposure of children. I know, Mr. Speaker, of a friend where they discovered that their child was communicating in the normal way of just allowing children to use gadgets. They realized that their children was communicating with, Mr. Speaker, persons from other countries that are interested in pedophiles, Mr. Speaker, that are interested in pornographic materials. So they are telling the child, can you take a picture this way? Can you take a picture this way? Can you take a video this way? Then they go and post on those social media pages, Mr. Speaker, where they earn a lot of money because they are running illicit, Mr. Speaker, businesses. I think it's important from the chambers of this House, apart from just raising awareness among our people, for us to look at ways and mechanisms of tightening controls. I have read from the media that, Mr. Speaker, the National Assembly, if I read right, Mr. Speaker, is that Honorable Duale was publishing a bill on pornography. But we need to widen that bill, Mr. Speaker, to discuss matters of the dangers of social media. Mr. Speaker, it's also important for citizens to know that social media can also be a place you go to make money. And Mr. Speaker, like Senator Chiriota said, it's only that my page is useful for, Mr. Speaker, conversations that are for public good. I do not want to charge and advertise on behalf of this company or the other. But many citizens don't know that these social media influencers are paid to advertise. And sometimes the other area that needs, Mr. Speaker, regulation is that they are also paid to bring down companies. Using, Mr. Speaker, things like we are trending this company, false information about this company, and some companies have been brought down, including shares of companies have been brought down by, Mr. Speaker, social media influencers, Mr. Speaker, who have absolutely no regard and they are not regulated. We need to have a law that makes it possible for these people to be held into account for every information they post.